Get to some basketball. Trouble in Paradise with the Lakers.
Oh, man. Okay. Question. Should LeBron be playing right now? Or should he be resting?
I think he should be playing.
Because you could make the argument when AD comes back, they can still make the playoffs and they can still be a high seed in the playoffs.
How long are you going to have LeBron rest?
Well, the thing is, like, there's been games where it almost feels like it's just LeBron playing against the other team. Like, it's just not competitive. The people on his team, they're just not. I don't know what it is. It just feels like. I mean, trouble in paradise.
I mean, they were missing Dennis Schroeder. He came back last night and they got a dub.
They did get that dub.
They have depth. I don't know what's happening there. Whether it's a coaching problem, they're not being put in the right positions to win. I don't know. They play some tough teams. They played Brooklyn, who's been on a tear. Mm-hmm. I think they won like 5-6 straight.
Is Brooklyn going to the finals?
I think so. Honestly, I look at the state of the East, and there's no team that really jumps out at you. The East is dreadful this year. Yeah. Outside of the top 3 teams, everybody's either at 500 or below. Yeah. It is tough out East. The Knicks legitimately have a chance to be the 4th seed. Knicks legitimately have a chance to be the 3rd seed. That's how tough it is out East right now.
See, you said that, and that's something that I just never thought I'd hear.
If we win tonight, we'll be at 500.
I know. But you know how frustrating it's been that we've almost been at 500 like 2-3 times in a row, and then we lose that game.
We win tonight, and I don't know how the tiebreakers play out, but we might jump to the 4th seed just by winning tonight. Because Toronto's ahead of us, and I think they're at 500 with they'll have less wins than us.
Speaking about the Knicks, how do you feel about All-Star on the Knicks, Julius Randle?
I love it, man. I'm happy. He deserved it, man. He's been balling.
Out.
He's literally been the whole entire offense at times. He deserved it. I didn't see how you could leave him off, how you could snub Julius. Yeah, they are guys that got snubbed in the East that are kind of suspect. Trae Young is a big one. Mm-hmm. He pretty much put up the same numbers he did last year, but he was a starter last year. This year, he didn't even make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
I mean, snubs and all that, it comes with the territory. There's not enough spots for a lot of guys. It's going to happen. You just got to deal with it. That's life.
How do you feel about Emmanuel Quickly?
I like IQ. He has moments.
Do you think he's going to win rookie?
No. The way ESPN has been sucking LaMelo Ball off, no, he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball... also LaMelo Ball is a just way better player than Emmanuel Quickly is right now.
As of right now, yeah.
Who knows what he'll become? We'll see. But as of right now, it was a ridiculous conversation on a podcast. I forgot the name of the podcast, but Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young were saying that LaMelo's a top 10 point guard right now, and that was a little wild. But
give it time.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I can see him becoming top 10. I could see the art why someone would make that argument, but it's way too early.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and they went through the whole list, and there's literally like 12, 13 guys you can put ahead of LaMelo right now. But back to the Lakers, kind of circle back. That injury to Anthony Davis is very serious.
Very.
It is. I was watching. I'm probably gonna get the name of it wrong, but it's tendinosis, I believe it is, and what that is erosion on the inside of the tendon. And that's his Achilles we're talking about. So the only thing you can do is physical therapy. If it gets worse, then he needs surgery, and you're looking at 6 months no AD. So he'll be gone for this season if this gets any worse. That's why he's out indefinitely.
Yeah, so you can't put him in at all.
Who knows if he's even going to come back this year?
All right, no AD. Are the Lakers going to the finals?
I think they have enough to. LeBron's great enough to limp them into the Western Conference Finals, but that Utah team is looking unbeatable at times. How good they are.
And you also gotta respect the Clippers. You gotta respect.
Yeah, the Clippers are there, but I think without AD, I think the Lakers have enough to beat them. Depth wise, they have Trez, Schroeder, Marc Gasol. They got a lot of vets been there, done that on that team. So I still can see them edging out the.
I could see them edging out the Clippers, but I'm just saying, like, you can't just write the Clippers off.
I mean, also matchup wise, who knows who the Clippers will be playing? They might not even, they couldn't make it to the finals last year. So who knows they're gonna make it again this year?
We'll see what ends up. So,
but
I mean, I've seen LeBron take a
mediocre
Cavs team that should not have gone to the finals
twice.
At
he
all.
did that.
Oh
but
God.
I mean, he's a lot older now. But I still think ceiling with no AD is Western Conference Finals.
And you think Utah right now?
I think Utah right now is the best team in the league. The way they're playing, best
just
team in the league.
Hypothetical Nets versus Utah, who would win that?
I mean, even low key, and I was talking to a friend about this. If the Lakers were healthy and the Nets played the Lakers, I don't know if the Lakers can win.
Really?
They beat them handedly when they played with no KD. Granted, the Lakers had no AD, but they also had no KD.
Yeah, no, and
they smacked that ass.
You could argue KD is better than AD. KD is
every member of
superstar.
that big three, excluding Kyrie, is better than AD.
Yeah,
James is better than AD. KD is better than AD. And KD to me is the second best player in the league, right behind LeBron James. And
no arguments here.
KD has just been a thorn in LeBron James's ass. You know what I mean? You go back to the Golden State years. Granted, that Golden State team was loaded, but the first time they played him, the Cavs team was pretty solid. You still had Kevin Love, you still had Kyrie Irving, and they couldn't do nothing because KD is just unstoppable at times.
KD, and I was watching he's just built.
He's built different.
He's built different.
He's a monster. And I don't know who on that team, even LeBron, who can stop KD. Who on that team is stopping James Harden? Who on that team is stopping Kyrie Irving?
Even if you try to stop one of them, the other one can pop off.
They have some good interior defense, but these guys are all shooters, so they don't need to take it inside on you.
Nope.
They can pull it from 30 in your mouth nonstop, and there's nothing you can do about it. They don't have the perimeter defenders to guard any of these guys outside of LeBron. There's nothing you can do. So I think matchup wise, it's a nightmare unless the Lakers make a move for a perimeter wing. I mean, they do have West. I don't know how West has been doing this year. He's a good perimeter defender, but you're still not holding any of these guys.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's if the Lakers were to go up against the Nets. I agree with you. The Nets would win. But we're talking Utah. If Utah goes up against the Nets,
Utah goes up against the Nets once again. I mean, they have a decent backcourt, Donovan Mitchell and Michael Connolly. They have probably they got Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. I just still don't see a team offensively. And the Nets aren't done getting better. They might go out and get a big. They might go out and get a JaVale McGee to help the interior defense. They might go out and get I saw rumblings of them getting, oh my God, what's his face? He used to play with Miami before he got traded. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Help me out here.
No idea.
God damn it. I forgot his name. But and also Andre Drummond has been murmurs, but I think Andre Drummond might be a little too expensive for them.
No.
But they go out and get a big that fixes their interior defense problem.
Yeah, then they should be a shoo-in for it. But so just throwing it out there, Nets are the champions. Are they going to be the champions? Are we having a parade in Brooklyn this year?
Yeah, I mean, if AD doesn't come back, if AD does come back. LeBron's greatness, I feel like, may be enough to beat the Nets. And like I said, I feel
like it'll at the very least make it competitive.
Yeah, the thing about LA is that they're deep. So you have a healthy AD back. You can go 7-8 man deep on the Nets. That's something the Nets lack is depth, is bench scoring. Unless they fix that, I see them as NBA champions, but we'll see. It's going to be a fun series if it is Lakers, Nets, and AD is healthy.
I mean, and it's the whole New York, East Coast, West Coast, New York versus LA. Yeah, it's Brooklyn, but
I mean, if you match up their big three against, the Lakers' big three. Yeah. I mean, KD, LeBron, you can call that a wash. James, AD, I'm gonna go James,
and then
Kyrie versus Montrez.
It's not even. You know what I mean?
Like
it's no question there.
It'd be a fun series. And the way the Nets are playing, they look like I said, unstoppable. They dominated that West Coast road trip, beat the Clippers, beat the Lakers. I mean, they're doing all this with no KD.
And oh my God, when KD comes back, oh man. KD 100% deserves comeback player of the year.
Definitely. I don't think there's anybody close to him right now.
No, nobody. Now, you could also make the argument. You could have made the argument for MVP. We'll see what happens when he starts playing again. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like MVP should go to Nikola Jokic, the way he's been hooping out there. He's a beast.
Is there anybody else you would put in that? I know Joel Embiid was in the conversation. You could put.
I guess you could always put LeBron in there. Bradley Beal gets on a winning team. That'd be a conversation.
I mean, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, Luka's cool too. He's all right.
Come on, man.
Porzingis might get traded. That's hilarious.
You think so?
Yeah, they've been shopping him around. All this years about the Knicks lost the trade. You having fun with Porzingis, Dallas? Are you having fun with Porzingis?
Well,
he's a tall, injury-prone, a third of the talent Dirk Nowitzki had.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad when we lost him, and like I said, you having fun, Dallas? I don't think they're in the playoffs right now. I think they're probably there is that expanded playoff, so 10 teams make it because of that tournament. But
right now they're in the expanded. They're not seeded. So all right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Nets definitely favored it in the East. Now again, you never know what happens because bad matchups or anything like that. But I just don't see a way you can outscore the Nets.
Yeah, and their defense have gotten better too. They've held 3 of their last 6 opponents to under 90 points. So defensively, they've gotten better as well. I mean,
and again, if they get that big,
that's literally all they've been missing. I said it since they made the trade. You just need somebody to back up DeAndre. And you're straight. Whether that's if you're gonna go out and get, why is this guy's name escaping me? It's driving me crazy,
bro.
What is his name?
You're going to remember once we're done recording.
I'm going to find out right fucking now. I don't even know where he's playing right now. I don't even know how to look him up. Okay, I know completely going back, but it's just such a huge thing. And it was a conversation that became a very big conversation both on the Twitter sphere and in my personal life. Got into a lot of big debates about this. I want to know your opinion on this, okay?
Okay, all right.
You probably saw it. Kyrie Irving posted on his Instagram about... It was a picture of Kobe Bryant as a logo, right? Paint a picture for you, right? And it said, "This needs to happen." I believe I'm paraphrasing here, but it said, "This needs to happen."
Basically, yeah.
Followed by, "This league was built on black kings." Do you take issue with anything that was said there?
It did get a lot of traction. I saw other players kind of going behind that, but. I understand. See, this league was built by Black Kings. The most popular, for the most part, players, this generation, last generation, and if you think all time, if you think all time,
Gen 3 NBA players,
all time, most are black. You got your Magics. Obviously, you got your Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. But you also have respect to Larry Bird. One of the greatest.
Pretty sure we've adopted Larry Bird as black.
I'm okay with that. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure if you say Larry Bird, most kids that don't know what he looked like would probably think that he was black.
Yeah, that man black.
Mm-hmm. So there was a time where the NBA was predominantly white.
Yes.
Like all sports.
Literally all sports.
All sports. And but I understand that the popularity increased once you started having these superstars. And a lot of the superstars were African American. So I don't take issue with what was said, but I can understand why people would have an issue with it.
Okay.
Here's
my take on it.
What's your take?
So when I initially saw the statement, right, and I looked at it because I looked at it on Instagram. I was like, oh shit, dope. He should be the logo.
He should be.
I didn't even great. The Black Kings thing didn't even click in my mind. Anything about race didn't happen. I just saw Kobe as a logo. I read what he wrote. I was like, oh, that's dope. That's cool. And then one of my friends sent it to me, and he was kind of like, oh, I don't know why he made it about race, blah, blah, blah.
He definitely shouldn't have.
But here's the thing, though. There's nothing wrong with making it about race, right? Representation is huge.
It's huge.
One of the reasons why Black Panther is one of the biggest movies in the world is because it was a black superhero that kids can look up and say, "Oh, I finally see a guy wearing, in spandex and being a superhero that looks just like me." Representation is huge. Just let me get this riff out real quick. Representation is huge. Also, like we said, the most popular players in this sport in the history of basketball are almost all black. Top 10, maybe, Larry Bird squeaks into the top 10, depending on who you talk to, but are all black. The league right now is predominantly black, so why not have a league that is predominantly black, a league that was, like he said, built on black kings. African Americans popularized it. They're the reason why it's global, the reason why it's one of the most popular sports in the world. That's because of African Americans, right? 100%. So why not have the league be represented by a black man? Now, the other issue that people said, well, you're taking away from the Kobe legacy part of it being the logo. I don't see that because it's basically saying this man is one of the greatest athletes to ever play this game. This man is not only a great athlete, but a great ambassador for the brand, right? This man,
not just after for he retired, brand, but just in general.
Yeah, after he retired, he went on to win an Academy Award. He was a great father. All these things, he really encompasses what it is to be an athlete. Granted, he had some other off the court issues, but that was all bullshit or whatever.
He was young,
but he's so far. But all that stuff aside, he's been a great ambassador for the brand, one of the greatest players of all time. Why should he not be considered as the logo? That is what I took from that statement. Mm-hmm. Everything else, all this bullshit about he's making it black versus white, blah blah blah. No, he's just saying that yes, this league was built on black kings, like he stated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. B, why not a league that was built on the backs of black athletes be represented by a black athlete?
Yeah. Now, I 100% agree with everything you said.
Drives me crazy. I hate people.
And the people who are making it a race thing are the people who are looking at that and saying, "Oh, it's about race," and making it a black versus white thing instead of just looking at it for what it's supposed to be. What I will say is Kobe Bryant, I feel like stood for more than just kind of the race. Obviously, he was a leading example, and being black and being successful and being able to do things, not just in the NBA, outside of the NBA. You mentioned the Academy Award that he won, and obviously his tragic passing. That was something the entire world felt, regardless of race. I feel like Kobe Bryant has become an icon. Just outside of that even if it people who are talking about race and things like that, it's Kobe Bryant. That being said, I 100% agree with everything you said. 100%.
Yeah, so
it should be. I mean, yeah.
I had to get that off.
The representation of the league is
crazy.
Predominantly black. So
that was pissing me off, and yeah, so I didn't understand what the issue.
Do you actually think it would happen?
I don't think the league will do it just because I don't think they'll do it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Adam Silver will do it, but
Adam Silver is pretty. Adam Silver's cool. Like, in terms, if you talk about just like commissioners of the sports leagues, Adam Silver's pretty up there.
Yeah.
In general, so he might be progressive enough.
I mean, definitely the most progressive league is basketball.
Exactly.
Just
so
with social injustice,
he might be progressive enough to do it. Now, it could also happen years from now.
Yeah. I
mean, when there's a new commissioner. You know what I mean?
It'd be like, it's a great thing. It'd be cool if it did happen.
It would be great. And the logo looked great, too.
Yeah,
like it looked good. Amazing. Yeah, it looked great.
But you didn't have to change it that much either.
It's not. It's not a big change.
It was very similar to the Jerry West logo. And I mean, legacy-wise, Laker to another Laker. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
it's the greatest team.
I just had to talk about that because that was something that was pressing and was eating me up inside because I hate people.